So I grabbed these two balances from the bench, and I think the lab tech had three balances up and had actually calibrated all three, which is unusual. So, and I also grabbed two different weights. So this is the first weight, and this one's to 3 decimal places. So it's 99.941. Now, because I've tared it once, that is the smallest. So digital instruments are the smallest digit. And so because I've tared it, that's one error, and then I measure it's another. So I've doubled it. So it's 0.02 is the uncertainty. And so I think these ones have been calibrated. They're not normally that accurate. I do see big differences between everything. So they're meant to be 100 grams, and they're 1 and 2 are not 100 grams. But balance 1 and balance 2 are giving similar readings. So this again, it's the smallest digit's 0.01. Because you tear it, that's the first error, and then you take a measurement, that's a second error. So you double it, so it's 0.02. So the rules for digital instruments are the smallest digit. Now the beaker here, never measure in a beaker. So what do you measure in? I'll just pause it on that one. If you're using senior chemistry, it's a graduated pipette, a volumetric pipette, volumetric flask, or burette. Going on to the stock solution. Now this one I love to do because people just don't realize that just because we give you a chemical, it's not actually 100% that chemical. Whoever asked to see the stock solutions, all right? So there's 0.8% error on that one. Now to the measuring cylinders, you never use a measuring cylinder to measure small volumes. You'd grab instead a 10 mil measuring cylinder and use that instead. So that's inappropriate, and there's also drops on the side. So there's lots of tricks. No one ever gets these all correct, by the way, but now you should. Now reading this one carefully, it's to the nearest 0.5, because it's half the smallest increment. This is analog now. So all of these ones are analog now, so that's to the half the smallest increment. The thermometer here, it goes up in 1, so it's to the nearest 0.5. If it was closer to 24, you'd put 24.0 or 23.0. So remember the point zeros from now on. Okay, so moving on to the last one. This one's another trick as well, because this one's got a calibration error. So the pasture pipette, you put in at the O, and then the tip it goes to, I think it's 161. So what you got there is, if you didn't realize, so this is analog, so it's half the smallest increment, so it's 161.0 plus minus 0.5, but in reality, you took a initial and final reading, so you now have to double it again. Okay, so the rules are digital instrument, smallest increment, but sometimes it's doubled if there's a calibration, and then if there's a zero in two measurements, or one minus from the other. And analog instruments, half the smallest increment, but again, this is also doubled if there are two measurements taking place here, such as the zeroing again on the partial pipette and going to 160. So the best answer for this one is 161 plus minus 1. Okay, and as you can see, it is, I don't think I've ever got a student get all of these correct, but maybe that will change now this video has gone out.